Okay, so this is one of the labs that I want you to work on where you're just simply taking the items that were entered by the user into these text boxes and you're going to place them into the label. So the item that was entered into here is going to go into here, the item that was entered into here is going to go into here, so forth and so on. But instead of directly entering these into a label, I want you to go through an array that we're going to call ages. So let me start off by first opening up Visual Studio. And I'll create a program. So this is going to be my CS111 arrays in class lab 1 project. And of course we're going to drag and drop a button, a label, and a text box. And it looks like I have a label that says enter integer 1. Okay, so I'll put this over here. In the properties panel, I'll say enter integer 1. I'm going to put a text box right next to that so I can get the user entry. And let me just simply copy and paste those two. So I'll take these, Control C, Control V, put them over here. Control V is in Victor, and then I have to change where it says enter integer 1 to integer 2. For this one I have to say enter integer 3. Okay. Looks like I have a button that says submit underneath here, so I'll just put this guy over here, something like that. This will be my submit button, and then I have 3 labels down here. Okay, so I'll just take this label down here, copy and paste. And what is it supposed to say? Num1. Okay, so num1. And I'll take this guy, copy and paste it again. But for this label, I'm going to make it so that it's auto size, border style, fixed single, something like this. All right, that's pretty good. And of course this thing's not going to have any text in it, so I'll just double click, no text in it, copy these two, copy and paste, put it over here, paste, put it over here, something like that, that's fine. Take these 3, try to center them a little bit, something like this is good, right there. That's supposed to say num2. This guy over here, say num3. And I'll make these a little bit closer to the submit button. No minimize or maximize box, and it's supposed to say clone. Instead of form 1, the text will be clone. All right, let me give names to the various items. So this will be txt, I'll just call it num1, and then I'll call the others txt num1 and num2. And num3. So this will be num2, this will be num3. This guy over here will be btn submit. Over here, this is going to be lbl num1. This will be lbl num2. And finally, lbl num3. Well, now that I have the design finished, let's go ahead and work on the code. So I'll double click on the submit button. And remember, the goal is to place everything into an array. Well, over here it looks like I'm saying put it into an array called ages. And in this case, I don't think I specified it. Oh, I did, integer. Okay, so this is going to be an array based on integers, and it looks like it's going to be 3 in size. So I'll create a constant first, and that constant, we'll call that the last index as integer, and I'll set that to 2 because my goal is to save 3 items. Well, if this is 0, 1, that's got to be index 2. That's how we get that size. Let's go ahead and create an array called ages, and ages is going to be based on that last index. That's what's going to declare the size, and it looks like it's going to hold a bunch of whole numbers, which is a bunch of integers. So it says over here, step 1, take these items and put them into the array called ages. Okay. So I'm going to get the user input, and I'm going to take ages 0, and that's going to come from, to integer rather, from the first text box. I'll just take this guy, copy and paste it, and do the same thing for the other text boxes, except that this should be 1 and 2, and this should come from txt 2 and 3. So now I've obtained the data and I've put it into an array. What am I supposed to do now? Display each item of the array into these labels. Okay, so take these guys and put them into the labels. Okay, so in terms of output, LBL num1, that's going to be from this guy over here. That's a number, so I need to convert dot to string, and that's going to be whatever ages 0 is. I'll take this guy, copy and paste it, and then go into the overwrite mode and change these to 2 and 3, and then 1 and 2. Take off the overwrite mode. Let's run the program, see what happens. So if I type in 3 and 77 and 44, 3, 77, 44, all we're doing is just cloning the information. We're taking it here and putting it here by first putting it into an array, and then taking it from the array and then putting it into the label.